I'm a licensed underground utility contractor. You know, I know dirt. Yeah, I know how to read a tape, but this is the first timber frame I've ever done.
That's insane. A company could have built this. It's been timber framing forever. It looks incredible.
Thank you.
Does he have a lot of big ideas?
Yes. Yes, all the time. This one was a bit scary.
It's a daunting task starting from scratch, I'll tell you that.
The rewards of building your own home are practical and very inspiring. Everybody has an urge to build a house. It's a place that you come to every night and revitalize yourself for the next day, to shoot out and do whatever it is that you're involved in.
I'm here with Russ in Danbridge, Tennessee. He took our online course and then built this incredible house, and we're gonna go take a tour and hear all about it.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi Clayton, how you doing?
Good, nice to see you, Russ.
Being on this side of the lens is not my cup of tea. I'm the guy that's behind there going, do this, do that, do this, do that. When I jumped into this, the boss side of it had to kind of go away because now I've got to do it. Looking through the pictures yesterday, going down memory lane, looking at all the pictures and all the work that went into this house, it was phenomenal. Brought back some memories. This has been a dream of mine. I've always wanted to build a timber frame style house. Mountains are 12 miles away. The people here are awesome. Give the shirt off your back. That's the kind of area I want to be in.
This could be a big commercial for the Tennessee Tourism Bureau.
This house, this property is like a stress relief for me. I've had a company down south that was very stressful to run. When I pull up on this property, it's like the stress goes away. You ready again, Tigger? Already? My wife and I, we were looking for 8 years trying to find a perfect place. You look at Tennessee, you might see 63 acres, but 3 of it's buildable, the rest of it's mountain, straight up behind your house. I kind of wanted something flat or rolling and being close to the mountains, but not exactly in the mountains. So when we first seen this property, she looked at the barn and looked at the double wide trailer that we had up there. She goes, this is it, this is the one.
The main thing after we decided on the timber frame was figuring out if we were gonna have someone build it for us.
So I talked to a timber frame company right down the road. They sent me a price. I said, okay, that's awesome, but where's the footings? Where's the foundation? Where's the windows and doors? Where's the roof? Where's the tin? You know, where's that in the number? Oh no, that's just the frame. And my mouth dropped wide open, so I thought to myself, I'll never be able to afford it. So I asked him, I said, okay, how much turnkey? He says, double that price. So at that time, it was $1 million.
He wanted the true post and beam, so he says he just do it himself.
I took an online class during COVID when everything was kind of shut down and watched it 6 or 7 times. And I'm semi-retired, so I had the time to do it. The time constraints, it was more pressure from my wife to get done so she could move up here. She was living down in Florida while I was cutting the frame. My wife and I looked at several different floor plans. We found one that kind of fit our style. We modified it a little bit and sent it up to y'all, actually, and had you guys engineer it, do the cut sheets on it for me. Once I got the cut sheets, got the timber, and we started chopping wood. We built the shop to build the house, actually. The reason for that was I don't know that I had enough tarps and everything, and I don't want my big beams out in the weather. So we built the shop first and got the 2 truckloads of timber. I didn't realize how much that it would fill my shop up. This is a 50 by 60, and the whole one side of my shop was timbers from floor to ceiling. Moving the timbers around was a challenge. 2 truckloads of timbers in my shop. Luckily I have a bobcat, a skid steer. Put carpet on the forks so it wouldn't damage the timbers. A big puzzle, trying to make sure that getting the right pieces out and not down stacking something on top of something that I was gonna do next. We took the cut sheets and we made a whole list of everything that needed to be cut on the refrigerator panel cardboard right there. And we'd go through and cut it and mark it up.
That's incredible. I must have felt good, each one of those, when you crossed it off.
It did. You know, some of them go from A all the way to Z, which is 26 of them. And it took a while, like the braces and stuff like that, to get them all marked out. But
And you just worked down the list?
Mm-hmm.
So you wrote them in order also of what you wanted to.
Exactly. As you guys send them out, I'd cut them and then stack them over here on the other side. Looking all the way across 3 pieces of cardboard, all the way down to the last cut, it was very daunting.
Each time I'd come up, I'd check the cardboard, and I'm like, let's finish this cardboard first.
I put the screen TV up there. It's plugged into my computer, so I could put the cut sheets up on there and be able to transfer them over to the timbers that I was cutting.
Yeah.
Instead of shuffling back and forth to the toolbox all the time, I put together this. It had everything that I needed, and I even put a little power bar on here and some lights so I could had a little extra light when I was laying stuff out. And
Just brought it to each beam when you.
and I'd slide it right up next to the beams and grab it and go. This is what I enjoy, being out here, being able to work with the timbers, being able to work with the wood. You know, sometimes get so deep into what I was doing, it'd be 2:30 in the morning before I realized, I'm like, okay, I better go to bed. Your mind goes at ease, the stress goes away, and then when I was doing the timber frames, you just, like you said, you get into it, and next thing you know, you get that beam done, and you grab the next one, and then you grab that one, and you grab that one, and keep moving forward. There you go. The chain mortar stir was a big help. You know, starting traditionally with cutting it out with a chisel and a Forstner bit or something like that. Having a planer was a must, be able to plane it down to where I could sand it down a whole lot easier. Learning how to do it and learning my own techniques and my own shortcuts was a big plus. Like the belt sander. I got to where I was not bad with the slick, but I was way better with the belt sander. A little bit, actually faster. That got to be a key when you're doing 26 of one wind brace or something. So I did cheat.
Find the right tool though that works for the job.
I don't consider it cheating when it fit perfectly.
Yeah.
He likes to be a perfectionist. So he takes his time and does it right. If it's not right, he'll go back and redo it. And he did let a few things go that bothers him still, but it's things that no one would notice but him. I think he did a great job.
Was there a point at all in the cutting process where you were like, geez, there's no end to this?
I cut the first 2 or 3 and I'm like, this is gonna take forever. But it really didn't. 10 months, 2 of those is kind of a break for me.
And you were a one-man show cutting this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's really good.
My sister-in-law, about halfway through, started coming over and helping me sand and stain.
Okay.
But yeah, I cut everything. Every one of those has got my name on the end of it.
What was the feeling like when you realized you were cutting the last piece of joinery?
That was an awesome feeling when I was over there marking it off for the last time. That was time for a beer.
Yeah, I can imagine. How did you go about raising the frame?
Once I got the foundation up and the eye joists and everything, I got the subflooring down. We lay them down on the subfloor, pull them all together with ratchet straps, check it for square, check it for fit, pull it back apart, trim here, cut there, pull it back together, drill it and dowel it, and then I had a lull from my neighbor, lucky to have it, and we stood it up with a lull. Putting it together, erecting it, it was way easier than I thought. We started, and within 2 weeks we had the whole thing up. If I had a full crew, I'd probably done it in a week, but it went together like clockwork.
Actually, putting up each section as he did that, he was very excited that it went together so well. And
kept sending her pictures every day, daily updates. When we put the flag out there on that last truss out there is when I felt like I actually had a house. It was a skeleton, but it actually looked like a house and looked like a structure that I could live in.
when I come up and seen it together, it was quite shocking.
Used eco panels on the outside for the exterior. I didn't want a thermal bridging, so I didn't put the eco panels between the beams. I put them on the outside. That way it's one solid envelope. And then we put tongue and groove on the roof. And then we did a built-up roof with 2x8 standing on edge, so I could get wiring and everything else up there for lights. We foamed it and then added the tin to the roof.
How long after you finished the house did you put the porch on?
Probably about 3 months after we got the house up. So
That's not bad at all.
I did all the rock work, all the metal work.
Yeah, it looks great.
I insulated it because sound, and I thought I might close it in one day. But I'm glad I did, because in the summer, the heat, it deflects the heat. This porch is cool and nice and great to be at. Come on in. Make yourself at home. Here it is.
It's incredible.
Picking the colors for the paint and everything, I wanted something that would actually show off the wood. So I think the drywall on the bottom floor really helps make the woodwork stand out. I enjoyed it a lot, trying to pick out things that would enhance the beams, not hide them, because I like the woodwork. It's beautiful.
When we were doing the king truss, I didn't like the design on the decorative pieces, so I built those covers as boxes. And those do go through with 2 wedges, and those boxes right there are just hollowed out.
Okay, so there's the tying joint in the middle of those, and then
Yes, sir.
those go on top.
Yes, sir. My grandson was up here looking at it. He says, "How do you do that?"
Hell of a living room.
I love it. A lot of open space.
Do you know what the height is to the ceiling here?
28.5 feet. I can tell you every dimension in here.
This is the kitchen.
Yep, kitchen. My wife come up with the plan for the cabinets. Working with the kitchen cabinets was a big deal. Trying to get the kitchen cabinets to fit around the beams, in between the beams.
The floating shelves really took care of that, and it turned out really nice.
Yep. And then deciding what to do in certain locations. Like up here, I've got this little loft area, and we was debating whether to close that off or leave that open, and
Oh yeah.
different things through the process.
End grain with the name right there.
Every beam has my name on it, every one of them. But yeah, this is living room, kitchen. Come on this way. Of course, the entry. Hallway, laundry room. And there's the bedroom.
It's beautiful.
We were going to take this and leave this as a porch, and it would only gave me this much bedroom.
Yeah.
So my wife and I decided we'll go ahead and take the porch and make it inside as well.
I also love this chamfer, super rounded over chamfer detail.
Yep. I try to do that on everything that was exposed to the side. I wanted low maintenance and take a rag down a square edge and it's going to catch and snag, and so.
Not only that, but then over time, it's not being chipped. Hard corners always chip over
Right.
time eventually.
Right. But you can see the 28 footers that go all the way across with the sloped tendon, and it's got the wedge up top,
That is awesome.
locking it down.
That's beautiful that that's exposed.
Of course, there's 1.25 inch dowels that run through, locking everything together.
I mean, we use that joint in literally every single timber frame we build, the wedge through tenon. It's our favorite.
With the back slope.
Yeah, it's our favorite because it locks it perfectly tight then. It does a lot of the work for you.
All right, come on, y'all. We'll go see the master bathroom. I built that door.
Nice. Wow.
I did the shower.
One of the nice things about this finish you put on everything is that you can very easily wipe dust off and everything like that.
Right. That's planing it down, sanding it down, making sure. One person said, "You're gonna live inside of furniture," because I was sanding it down to 400.
Yeah.
You know, and
But then you don't have dust everywhere. It's
well,
nice.
that was the major thing, is ease of comfort and ease of maintenance.
Usually during the first heating season, as it dries, you hear a lot of pops.
Oh, this house talks to you every day. Every day. When I was cutting it out there in the shop, I kept talking to it because I could hear it popping and cracking and snapping and twisting. And I was like, "No, don't do that. No, please quit." I was concerned, so I called your engineer partner and talked about it. He says, "As long as it's lateral, there's nothing wrong with it." So, and actually, now that I see it, it gives it character. This is why I built it, that view right there.
It is incredible.
Yep. It's where my wife works, and she gets to look out the window all day long.
Perfect windows for light on the first floor and second floor.
And I call this my deer blind, but I don't think Mama's gonna let me shoot any deer off of it. Yeah, we have 25 acres. It goes back to that tree line back there, and then all the way back to the back of the other tree line beyond that second one right there. This is the most toughest part right here, getting this in. Top H locks everything together, and I didn't have no room to bring it in to set the tendons in. So then I took it back down. I stood half of it up, stood this one up. That didn't work so well. So it was a phone call to Shelter Institute to try to figure out how I was gonna do that. So I had to take a bobcat, chain it, bend that timber over, bend this timber over, so I could get this to come in and lock together. Call this the garden room.
So 3 bed, 2 bath, right?
2.5.
2.5, okay. half bath downstairs.
Yeah, this set in here really well.
Oh yeah, that's really nice. And then this is the third room here.
Yeah, this is the South Dakota room.
Love that you did the pine on the ceiling also. I feel like it makes the house look brighter, warmer.
I've got 3 mini splits and I have an HVAC system downstairs.
How have you found that with SIPs?
My power bill's phenomenal. It's been as low as $113. Not bad.
That's incredible.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Well, it's a beautiful house, Russ.
Thank you. Thank you very much. My wife was able to make it a home. It's just a house. Built a house, but my wife was able to make it a home with all the decor and everything that she did here. And having her support and be able to talk to her back and forth, even though she was in Florida while I was up here, it was phenomenal. Being able to have her communicate with me and actually push me along a little bit better because I had her support.
It's beautiful, and knowing that you did it together and knowing that it's strong enough, and if it's well taken care of, it can be passed down for generations. It's exciting every time I look at it.
What's it like watching your family in the house that you built?
It's awesome. Grandkids took a turn to one couch around and had their own big screen TV set up, playing a Nintendo while we was watching TV, and it's great. I love having the family around.
It's fantastic because we have plenty of room for them all. We have plenty of room to get together during holidays and just bring everybody together, and they love it.
Long ball.
Any advice for someone that's thinking about building their own house?
It's a process. I mean, if they've got time to do it, my best thing would be to do it because it's really rewarding at the end. It was a daunting task, I'll say that. However, when you have a goal and you put milestones in between and you meet that milestone, then you put another one out there, it's easier to take on a full daunting task if you break it up into individual segments, if you will. Marking it off that cardboard in there was, a little milestone every time.
Then next thing you know, you're sitting on your covered front porch and it's...
Yeah, drinking some sweet tea.
Yeah.
Life's good. I worked hard for a living. My wife works hard for a living. I mean, it took both of us to get where we're at. It looks like a very daunting task and it'll take time. But if you put the time and the effort into it, you turn into something beautiful.